Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Terry Burgess. I'm the Dean of the School of Business, and it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you all here today for this transformational announcement. To begin today, I would like to ask our Director of Indigenous Education, Chris Desjardins, to come up. Chris?
Good afternoon, everyone. I had no idea there's going to be this many people. This announcement, I've been to several announcements for ACC, but this one must be groundbreaking and potentially game-changing for us. And so I'm honored to welcome everyone today on behalf of the Assiniboine and the Dakota, the Anishinaabe, the Cree, the Oji Cree, the Dene, and the national homeland of the Red River Métis. My own family has roots here close to Brandon, just south of Brandon. My great-great-uncle Mitchie Cody stands for Hairy Legs in Michif. Had an illegal trading post in just close to Elgin there, and I've always felt a connection to the land here, and I've called Brandon home. I'm delighted to call everyone here family. And it is a storytelling season for us, and we've been telling a lot of great stories coming out of Assiniboine. It's also a time of giving. And one of the best ways we can thank people in giving is to honor them in a meaningful way. And two of the people in our community that do some of the most giving are the Peters family. And I think we are very blessed to have them in our community. So it's a great honor to be here. Welcome everyone, and enjoying the rest of the afternoon. Miigwech.
All right, thanks, Chris. It's a really special day today, and so we have lots of guests to acknowledge, so if you bear with me. What I'd like the people to do is just give a wave so we know who you are. Our guests of honor, of course, Gordon and Diane. Thanks for being here this afternoon. Right up front. We're extremely pleased to welcome Minister Renee Cable. Welcome home. Welcoming our MLAs, I could see Wayne above the crowd at the back, Wayne Balkin and Grant Jackson. His Worship, Jeff Fawcett, and our counselors. And joining him, our counselors near and dear to ACC, Glenn Parker and Sean Cameron, Jason Splets, and Tyson Tame. So welcome. Chris Desjardins, by the way. All right. We do have lots of special people here from our Board of Governors. Thanks for joining us on our Foundation Board. Also pleased to see Connor Ketchen and Jamie Pugh from the Chamber of Commerce. I know that's near and dear to Gord as well. Friends and family of Gord and Diane, very much a pleasure to welcome you here this afternoon as well. I did acknowledge a few people when they came in today. A special friend that flew out to be a part of the event, former president of the college, Brent Mills. Brent, you're back there. I think I'd be remiss if I didn't mention there's some people from the school faculty that I'd like to just do a quick shout out to. Our chair of the business administration program, Jeff Milne. Jeff, can you give a wave? And Janice Brule, who is our chair of the Center of Creative Media and Office Tech. And of course, the people that actually make it happen for the students, our faculty and staff that have joined us as well this afternoon, so welcome. Well, certainly it's an exciting time to be back at Assiniboine. I started here as a student, became a longtime board member with the foundation and alumni, and now as the role of the dean of the school that I graduated from. I'm proud to be here and proud to be working with many of our talented and passionate staff and faculty as part of the incredible growth story of the School of Business. The School of Business here at Assiniboine has been building momentum for several years. And like other schools at the college, it's responding to industry needs. We've added programs, pursued new avenues to advance our reputation, and continue to work hard to enhance the students' experiences and career opportunities. To start things off this afternoon, I will welcome our Assiniboine presidents, Assiniboine College's president, Mark Friesen, up to discuss the future of the School of Business. Mark has been with the Assiniboine for the past 13 years. Before that was the founding president of Great Plains College in Saskatchewan after the voluntary merger of Prairie West College and Cypress Hills. Mark, over to you.
I have never seen Terry Burgess nervous before in my life. And that'll tell you how big a day today is. 2 years ago this same week, we were in this very room for the final announcement of that year of 2021. And it was a historic year. And of course, that announcement was that Gord and Diane, along with Brand Area Community Foundation, were giving $500,000 to our Prairie Innovation Center campaign. It was a generous donation that capped off an amazing year, and what's happened since across our college has been nothing short of amazing. You know, on the ag and environment side, with the Prairie Innovation Center campaign, that was among some of the early donors, but that has now led to over $18 million in donations. It started off as a $10 million campaign, and it just kept growing, and we'll be over 20 here early in January, and have more than doubled our original goal. You know, that fundraising caught the attention of governments, and we received $10 million to help with the planning last January, another $10 to $20 million for a 216-seat early learning center, the largest in the province. That'll be part of the center. And then during the election campaign, Premier Canoe committed to an additional $60 million, which he's then put into the mandate letters for Minister Cable and Minister Kostyshin. So we're certainly thrilled how that project is now shaping up and proceeding. But it's not the only place where we've seen growth. Our trades programs have branched out. Our School of Trades taking training to where people live across the province. Our School of Nursing, of which Diane is a graduate, is our largest single program nursing. It's going to be offered in 11 different communities across Manitoba and 24, at least 11. And so we're helping with the healthcare situation, which caught so much attention during this past election campaign. In Health and Human Services, our new model for early learning centers, for training for ECEs has caught attention. And again, we'll be offering that across the province. That new 216-seat early learning center will have a state-of-the-art learning lab. And in addition to that school, you know that we're the police trainer for Manitoba, and we're currently awaiting a review of police training that could be also transformative for the institution. The School of Business has been a school on the move. Significant enrollment growth in office education, a doubling of the intakes in our network administration technology, an expansion of our creative media programs, and the opening of a new Center for Creative Media that's unrivaled in the country. In business proper, we are now taking intakes all year round, September, January, May. Advanced diplomas have emerged in 4 different disciplines, and we're working on the 4th cohort of our MBA partnership. But we know that there's much more to be done to meet the needs of learners, employers, and communities across Manitoba. We hired a new dean. He's nervous today. But he's a well-respected graduate of our program, a recipient of ACC's Distinguished Alumni Award. And we've asked him to deliver on the commitment that we made to establish more degree offerings that link to multiple occupational pathways. But we know that to flourish, a great school of business relies on reputation. And we wanted the school's branding to reflect not only our considerable ambition, but also our humble roots and practical approach. One name stood out above them all: Peters. I've already noted Diane is a graduate. Nobody understands what ACC can do for someone's life like our graduates. From humble roots in 1978, Gord leveraged a single contract and built an empire. The company he built and eventually sold, Can-Do Rail and Terminals, has now almost 1,000 employees across North America. Along the way, Gord has received many honors. If I listed them all, we'd be here till Christmas Eve. So let me just tell you three of the ones that I think say it all. Business Person of the Year from the Brandon Chamber of Commerce, Manitoba Entrepreneur of the Year, and inducted into the Manitoba Business Hall of Fame. Their connection to ACC is considerable. Gord chaired our first ever major fundraising campaign for this building, the Manitoba Institute of Culinary Arts. He was the first ever recipient of an honorary diploma issued by ACC. And Diane and Gord have donated to all our major campaigns and almost all of our annual causes. The CBC was asking me earlier, about all the things they donated to. I said, look, I even remember I was here, it was the 50th anniversary, and we were collecting 50 scholarships, $1,000 scholarships, and the day they launched it, Gord literally wrote a check on the green of a golf hole to the person who said we were raising money for this, right? So there isn't anything they haven't kicked off for us. Can Do, as well, has been a long time supporter. And as Terry mentioned, Brent Mills, our former president, is here. Brent even credits Can Do and Gordon Diane with providing the seed capital that allowed ACC to bring back our athletics program after it had been canceled. Our athletics program was wiped out at one time, and we didn't have it for years, and through discussions with Gordon Diane, we brought back volleyball. And that program has now grown to include volleyball, soccer, futsal, hockey, and curling was restored this year going forward. So we're certainly very proud of that program, and it wouldn't have probably been brought back without that seed capital. Beyond that, beyond ACC, Diane and Gord have obviously been stalwarts in the community, donating their time and their money to numerous causes. Again, too many to name, but certainly you can see them from the Dome building right through to the pool at the Y. Their unique combination of Manitoba values, business ambition, and sense of duty to give back made them a perfect match for our School of Business. And that's why we're certainly thrilled that they agreed to honor us by allowing us to name our School of Business the Peters School of Business. Gord and Diane see our ambition and what we're trying to achieve. And so true to their brand, they want us and our newly minted school to be successful. And that's why today they are announcing a $10 million donation to help with the establishment of the school. The largest donation. It's the largest donation in our history and the largest donation in Westman history, and it's going to make a tremendous difference. So Gordon, Diane, on behalf of future generations of ACC students, it's his banker. He just heard the news. On behalf of future generations of ACC students, thank you so much for this transformative gift.
Gordon, Dan, do you want to speak?
Well, after all those kind words, I don't know what to say. What reminded me at the start of this, like one of our old Can-Do Christmas parties, is about how noisy it would get and what was going on. So we had some pretty good parties for a few years at Red Acre. We would go west and we would bring seafood back, and of course everybody loved that. Well, like I said, thanks Mark, Glenn, Derek for the kind words. This project started a while ago. We talked about it. And the more we talked about it, Diane and I talked about it, we seemed like the fit was very good. ACC has been close to our community for a long time, it's been close to us. It's been a long journey getting here. You remember of the funds and that we've given, we really haven't kept track kind of idea. And when I was sitting here, I think, man, I'm getting tired. But it's all good. We've told everybody, I think, that we've never regretted making a gift to a good organization that's doing well and helping the community out. Giving back has been a big part of our life. Help for the many years that we Can Do was successful came from a lot of places, number one, my parents are both 96. They're not here today, but they're still doing well, and they're in Brandon here. We're from Rapid City, but my dad was one of the first ones, put a few dollars in to help get us going. And I can remember when I was in grade 8 that they were building a rink in Rapid City, and I remember him working right off the bat on raising money, and that stuck with me all my life, I think, in the end of the day. And even to the fact when we were in grade 8, they were shingling the roof, and a bunch of us got out of school to go and help shingle this skating rink, which I'm not sure safety-wise now, grade 8's in there, but anyway, they got it done. I think the other huge group, and there's too many of them to name, the pleasure in seeing everybody down here, Brent from Saskatoon, Lee's from Calgary, Lee's from Saskatoon, have people come that far to hear a little speech. We've got a glass of wine for you after anyway to help out, but the whole Can-Do staff, there's a whole bunch of people here that have had a close affiliation to Can-Do, and it's very rewarding on our part, I think, to see them come back and honor us like this. Like I said, Brent's journey, we helped him out with his, it was the other way around, I guess. He was the university, but we had a lot of fun for 5 years or so. Brent was at Can-Do as CEO, and he moved on, so. And I think also another group I got to thank is business associates. I saw Bob Mazer, Ron Helver phoned me just before we came in, and he's got a bad cold. He couldn't come, but he's been a mentor of mine for a long time also. The Chamber of Commerce, and being particularly in the Chamber business, working together, we had tremendous years. I sat in both the Manitoba Chamber, Brandon Chamber, and the Canadian Chamber. So the Canadian Chamber taught me a lot. There was, on the board of directors there was at least 6 or 7 that we did a lot of business with. The CEO sat on that board, so it wasn't hard making connections. We'd make connections at the top, our hardworking staff would make connections at the bottom, and that's how we got contracts at the end of the day. Another group that really helped me out is my siblings. A couple of brothers involved with it, but my sisters are here today, and I got to thank them for all the help. I remember the youngest one, Cindy, was I think she's only 16 years old, come up to Lloyd Minister, I think, to work in the kitchen in a camp we had going there one summer. So everybody has pitched in and has always been very interested in what we're at. And foremost, I got to thank Diane.
I'll remember that.
So after that journey, we get going. We've done a lot of talking the last few years about giving back to the community. And that's one of the things I noticed about Can-Do after the success and the sale of Can-Do, that we had quite a few people that set up foundations or set up things so that I can see that it's really working, and the ability to hand back. At Can-Do, we used to say I would put the first $1 on the table, and Can-Do would have to put $1, and then we'd try to get $1 out of some of the other staff, and that's how we're very successful in some of our local United Way campaigns and things like that. So like I said, our company has given back not only to Brandon, other places we work. We're in, Can-Do is in 45 different locations across North America, so there's a lot of, but the big thing I was proud of is trying to work with these people and with our team and teach them why it's important. Let's work with the community too. And for Can-Do's work, it really did work out well. When it came to us, I think that we've participated in, like you said, the dome and the pool. But ACC came well positioned for what we were looking for, that it was a world-class organization, fits the bill, supports our base of people that came through it. There's people here that have graduated from. There's my granddaughter here that might be, London might be going to school here when she gets done her high school kind of. So it affects a lot of people. I was at a doctor's appointment yesterday, and my doctor said to me, I was telling him about it and what we're going to do, and he said, my son goes to the school of business. So I go, holy cow, this world's getting smaller and smaller. So that's when it came to sport. The amount was a little big. I had to think about it for a while, but I think the government's going to pay for about half of it anyway, and tax write-off. Any of you that know me know that entrepreneurship is a passion of mine. Sitting and thinking of ideas and executing has always been, and with a team, there can't be much more fun in the world than that, if you love what you're doing. Nobody would have thought that, and I never thought going to high school that tearing up railway tracks was gonna lead to this kind of idea. Nobody thought of that. And, but you work at it, and then you see another opportunity, and you move on. And, you know, that's what we've done since we've sold Can-Do. We were involved in a couple companies I'm quite proud of. One is our winery in BC, our joint venture with Charlie and Jesse Basler. We got some of their wine for reception later. And the other one is with Prairie Faba with Haley and Cale Jeffries. They're here today exporting faba beans around the world. And so these are young companies just getting started, and that's real entrepreneurship that you got to learn fast, you got to work hard, you got to be in the right business at the right time, and you got to have a passion for it. But if you find teams like that, my advice to you is jump on board quick and fast, because you won't get a chance if you get the right things, and things can go very well. Getting everybody involved has always been a big part of ours. That's what our employee ownership was at Can-Do. Started in the mid-90s, the top 100 people, and it was available for everybody, right from secretary, right from the bottom to the top. And we had people at the bottom make lots of money, had people at the top make lots of money, but they took their choice and bought shares in the company, and it paid off. So everybody, I tell the story about one time we were doing a job for Federated in Regina, and some of the higher up people in Federated come out and said, "Who does own Can-Do?" And a couple of locomotive engineers now we had, they said, "We do." That was the answer. We do, and that was the end of the story. That's all you had to say. You didn't have to say any more than that. And I think that's sometimes how we got jobs, is we were the ones, we were going to be the owners. You could come and talk to the owner kind of idea. As small as it was, that's a big thing. I look forward to the future. I look forward to your teams of building and the business school and trying to make it more robust. AC will help a lot of people down the road, and I think they should be welcome for that, and that you're a bright star in our community in Brandon here, what you can do kind of idea. So it's fantastic to play a little part in it. And I would advise anyone else, if there's lots of other people, everybody's saying to me, "Well, this is a lot of money," and I said, it is a lot of money, but there's a lot of people in our community in southwestern Manitoba can stroke a check too, and so I think it's up to all of us to urge them on and to let them know how good it feels to be part of a winning team. With that, my winning partner.
This is a bit of a game changer. The past 2 nights at about 2 o'clock in the morning, I wake up and the speeches I gave were dynamic and wonderful. And so now I have to figure out how I can remember what I thought and said and be able to maybe present. But half a century ago, and most people will think that was with the horse and buggy, but no. There was a young girl thinking she better get her act together because she was going to go into grade 12 the following year, and I had no clue what I was going to do. So the following year, I still put it off. And then my girlfriends were coming to Brandon. They were coming to this place called ACC. And I had no classes that afternoon. I thought, great way to get out of school. So off we came to Brandon. We came to the reception desk at ACC, and they asked for applications, and I was standing there, and they put out 3 applications. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. But I watched what they were doing, so I filled it out and copied them. Gave it in, that was it. Cardell Sports Day, my dad gets the mail and brings me a letter. What's this from? Open it up. Congratulations. You've been accepted into the first program that ACC is offering for the LPN course. Oh, crap. Mom, quite pleased. She'd always wanted to be a nurse. My dad thinking, well, maybe a little surprise, and me still going, well, it can't be that bad. My girlfriends will be there. Well, not so much. I got in, they didn't. So let's fast forward a couple more. So ACC got me through those few years, and fast forward to the decades, and here we are back at ACC. So ACC has been an integral part of our lives, my life especially, and it's pretty proud to be able to continue being part that just maybe with this, for the next half century, this school might just help somebody else, not quite knowing what they're going to do. Walk in, fill out an application, and be successful and be part of this community. And not only ACC, but it's the Brandon community. It's the people. It's home. This big home that makes ACC. ACC makes it home. So I'm so proud to be continued my life's journey with ACC. So thank you all for coming. So our granddaughter's here. She wanted to come. The other one couldn't decide whether science class because they're learning about the planets. And she kind of thought that it was space. And she kind of thought it would be boring because it would be just speeches. So with that thought, maybe we should wind it up. So thank you, Nick, London, all our friends and family for being here and participating in this. And Merry Christmas and all the best for the next year. And thank you once again.
All right, so the truth be known, I was nervous. That's because usually when I'm talking, I'm drinking Gord's wine. So, but thanks, Gord and Diane. Know that this is a big game changer. Your legacy around Brandon, community leadership was legendary, and even before today's announcement. So congrats again, and we look forward to working with you annually, quarterly, monthly, whenever you want to come see us. We'll be glad to see you. Yeah, if we can find you. All right, next I would like to invite the Honourable Renee Cable, Minister of Advanced Education and Training, elected as the MLA for Southdale this fall and appointed the Minister of Advanced Trade and Education and Training shortly thereafter. Renee has close ties to Brandon, having grown up here in the Wheat City. She is a proud Métis mom who's passionate about building stronger and healthier communities. Prior to becoming an MLA and provincial cabinet minister, her background was in management, HR, advocacy, public policy, hospitality, I found out earlier today. She holds a bachelor's degree in political science and diplomas in human resource management and management. Renee?
You made it sound all the more impressive when you say it all together. It feels great to be back here. I'm soaking it all in because this is, as you said, I grew up in Brandon, and I'm looking around the room and I see familiar faces, and I can't place where, but I'm sure we either went to school together or played softball. And this event here exemplifies for me what Brandon is all about. I grew up in a community that took care of itself, that if anybody ever needed a spare blanket or a can of soup or a helping hand, that's the Brandon that I know and love. And I'm just so honored to be here with the two of you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for the contributions you're making, not only to what's happening here, but you're betting on a hopeful future for a whole host of students from here. And for me, that is just the greatest gift you can give somebody, is the idea that there is a future, that they can be prosperous, that they can be healthy in their community. And it's just such a tremendous gift. And I Mark told me a little while ago when we first started chatting, he said, "We got a big gift." And I said, "Well, how big? What do you mean?" And I'm a prairie girl. I'm pretty thrifty. I'm proud to say, if somebody says, like your jacket, oh, it's only $10. And when he said how much, I said, "What? Like one amount? One gift?" And he said, "Yeah." And I was like, "That's incredible." So it's a jaw dropping, and it will absolutely make a huge difference in the lives of families. And, I want to say that I am looking forward to working with ACC, with BU, with everybody out in the Westman here to make sure that our city, our little town that can, continues to grow and prosper. I've been away for 20 years, and every time I come back, I think of how much we've all grown. There's the community looks different, it feels different, but that core piece of love and taking care of one another is there, and you're a phenomenal example of that. So thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Mr. Cable. We are grateful for your attendance today and your support and involvement in the work we are doing. Thanks again to everyone who made time today to attend to the exciting announcement, and of course to our dear friends and champions, Gordon, Diane, Peters. Gordon, Diane, it's always such a pleasure having you here in this space. It is usually to share tremendous news, and we thank you for your continued support of the college. We look forward to collaborating with you on the Peters School of Business, and know you will continue to transform the lives of our students here at the college. That concludes the formal remarks for today. I invite you all to enjoy the food and refreshments we have in the Grail room behind us. The wine has been graciously supplied by the Peters from Corselet's Winery. We are proud of everything happening with the Peters School of Business and look forward to welcoming many students here in the future. Thank you, everyone.